darlings, hope you're all doing well. Blush Lily here with another pick a card reading. In this one we're going to be taking a look at who you will be and where you will be in a couple of years. What sort of person you are becoming, where is the road or the transformation that you might find yourself currently in, where is it leading you? Of course, that being said, guys, remember that this is a general reading. Only take what's going to resonate with your beautiful selves. Leave the rest out on the table. We're going to have 3 options for today's reading. This is option number 1 with clear quartz wand. Option number 2 with the selenite wand. And option number 3 with the fluorite wand. See which crystal you're mostly drawn to. Don't overthink it. Use your intuition. If you do need a bit more time, pause the video because we're going to go ahead and get started with option number 1. Option number 1, hi and welcome to your reading. I'm going to put you in the center of the universe over here with your beautiful crystal. And let's take a look at where you guys are going to be in a couple of years, who you're going to be in a couple of years. But of course, first and foremost, I want to take a look at your current energies. What is it that's going on with you at the moment? How is it that the universe sees you? How is it that you see yourself? This is like a significator so that you guys can also make sure that you pick the right pile if you recognize your energies. Interesting. It seems like you're thinking things aren't really going your way whatsoever. Some of you might feel that the universe is just against you. A couple of you might even feel like you've been cursed, or like you have this horrible karma for something you've done in this life or in previous life. It's almost like you're feeling you can't catch a break. Things aren't really going your way. And you try to persevere with a smile on your face, but it just feels like things aren't moving. Like you've just been attracting bad luck. Let's see what this is about. Tell me more. Yeah, for a lot of you, this talks very much about love. And this talks about you not seeing the results of your actions. It's almost like you go out there and you do things and it's either it falls apart or you just don't get the support from the universe. You just feel that it's not there. And like, well, I tried doing this and I tried doing that. It's not that I'm just sitting here and trying to wait for things to happen. But you might feel like all of the decisions that you've made, they led you to a mistake, and you're like, okay, well, you know what? This is it. Like, I'm done. Tell me more. A lot of you are in this routine as well. It's interesting. They're showing me love, they're showing me relationships, but they're also showing me money. But with money, it's a little bit, you're just bored. You're just like, okay, well, I'm getting money, like I'm doing whatever, but it's this routine energy. It's this doing the same thing over and over again. So for you, option number 1, it feels very much like you're stuck in the same circle. You can't get out. You keep going round and round and round and round. You keep attracting the same type of relationships, the same type of people. And when it comes to work, it's the same thing. So it's like this energy where you can't get out, or you don't have the energy, or you just feel like, okay, well, my life, it is what it is. I see. Okay. Now, let's see what's actually going to be happening with you in a couple of years. Who are you going to be? Who are you becoming? Somebody who's ready to open their heart to love. Somebody who will believe again. This is very much about starting to believe again. And although night is usually youthful energy, here it doesn't matter if you're 16 or 65. It's this energy where you've fallen in love with life again. There's a lot of romance coming through over here. So it looks like you're going to be in love. For some of you, this is very much about finding what makes your heart sing, what makes you feel aligned with yourself. Let's get more information. It's already starting to look quite good, eh? Option number 1. Just when you thought life couldn't surprise you. What are those self-imposed restraints now? Everything was going so well, option number 1. What are you doing to me? The universe is literally going to drag you towards making your wishes come true. You, option number 1, for some reason, there's this energy where you guys tend to choose the hard way. Yeah, there's the easy way and then there's the hard way. And you might have this thing where you believe that things have to happen the hard way for you to be able to fully appreciate it, or for you to be able to feel like you deserved it. I am not going to lie, you're going to be going through a lot of transitions. A lot of transitions. You might be going through a lot of transitions now, but they're saying for you to, and this is your choice, this is your decision, for you to reach the state where you're happy with things, you need to slay the dragon. Do you see what I mean? You need to go and do the shadow work, and you need to go and fight your fears and fight the battles and fight the dragons, even though the universe says there's another way of doing it. But it's just your way. You don't believe it. You don't believe things can come easily because of what happened in the past. It's just not in your nature. Like, you can't read this code of the universe. If we're having an analogy with the computer, you can't read this code. You don't know how to decode this information. You only know how to decode an information that says, okay, you need to be in this particular situation until the point where it pisses you off and it makes you go insane. Then you're going to go and you're going to do things, and then you're going to make sudden decisions, and then the universe is going to help you. It all has to be like a big shebang. But what's interesting is they're saying you're actually going to get to the point where you are in love with life, where you dealt with all of this, where you realized that there was another way. And some things that you had to lose, some things that you had to let go of. So you're becoming somebody who's very much in love with life, in love with yourself, where you don't look for a difficult way out. You're learning that new code, you're being reprogrammed. Where you don't see toxicity as excitement, and you don't see stability as boredom. You're reprogramming yourself to learn through love, to learn through pleasant experience, rather than constantly having to find yourself in situations where you're being hurt, or where you have to slay the dragon only to realize that you were the dragon. Do you know what I mean? So you're becoming much more relaxed. and learning to be happy with what you have. In love again. See, you guys are going to be in love. I was just going to say, what about love? And then the Two of Cups comes up. A lot of you guys in a couple of years, you're going to be either married or in a very stable relationship. Because a lot of those fears, they also, of course, have to do a lot with love life. Putting yourself in a box where, you know, they have to be this way and this way and this way, and I have to be this way and this way and this way. And this is like, you know, a delaying tactic that you might be using. That, you know, oh, it's not going to happen, or it will happen only when, you know, and then you have a full list of, you know, when I lose weight, when I move to another location, when, I don't know, Brad Pitt comes along, things like this, a lot of ifs. So in your particular case, option number one, though, all of those swords are ifs. So you are going to be in love, you are going to be married, or you are going to be in a relationship, and look at you, you're satisfied. It doesn't mean that you're going to get Prince Charming. It doesn't mean that you're going to, like, everything's going to be perfect. No, but you're going to learn to appreciate those things. And you're going to learn to choose the easy way out without feeling guilty, or choosing, you know, to be comfortable without feeling guilty. The Garden and the Gate, getting out of your comfort zone. Getting out of your comfort zone, definitely, is being indicated over here. Leaving things. As I always say, you know, getting out of the comfort zone of feeling uncomfortable. And here you are, exploring things. Let's see where you're going to be. Let's see if you're going to be in the same place or you're going to be somewhere different. Just a couple of cards. Three major arcanas, a lot of transformation being indicated over here. It looks like you, I don't know why, like they formulated in a weird way. They're not saying it's motherland, but it's leaving your fatherland. And it's such a weird, I don't even know how to translate it, to be honest. But I'm guessing it's going to make sense to you. They're saying, yeah, you're going to be somewhere completely different. There's a very, very different energy over here. Like you've dealt with a lot of things that have been preventing you from becoming this emperor, and you've dealt with a lot of things that have been told to you by your father or some male figure, and there's this energy of transformation. So it's definitely about endings. It's definitely about endings, and it's very much about like new starts. You're going to let this transformation take place, and it's going to lead you in a different location. All right, option number one. That's all I have for you, my darlings. Hope you enjoyed this reading and it resonated. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification button so you don't miss out any of my other upcoming videos. If you guys are up for a personal reading, do send me an email. My email is in the description box below. So is the link to my Patreon page with more exclusive content, additional discounts, and much, much more. Take good care of your amazing selves, option number one, and keep safe. Bye now. Option number two, hi and welcome to your reading. Let's put you in the center of the universe over here. And before we're going to start taking a look at where and who you're going to be in a couple of years, I want to pull a couple of cards to check up on your energies right now. What's going on with you, how you see yourself, how the universe sees you. Let me know what you think of the crackling fire noise in the background. Alright, let's see what's going on with you at the moment. Analysis is paralysis. I'm being scared. Paralyzed by fear. Let's see, what is it that you're so afraid of? Let's see what's making you so scared. Option number 1. Option number 2, sorry. What's making you scared? What are you afraid of? Being seen. Working with people. It's almost like you don't want to communicate with other people. You're tired of people. There's this energy. You're afraid of being seen. You're afraid of collaborating with people. Of maybe having to communicate with people for long periods of time. You're afraid of maybe starting a new job. What is it? Show me. Community. It's like self-isolation. Why? They're showing me option number 2, like you're an introverted introvert. Okay? If introverts could be any more introverted, it would be you. Some of you are afraid of leaving home. Others of you are afraid of never being able to get married. Loads of fears over here. But mostly it's the fear of being seen. For a lot of you, it's this internal bully that's controlling you. For a lot of you, you're unable to delegate. A lot of you, you don't want to grow up. You don't want to mature because you think you will then have a responsibility of taking care of somebody. Especially, you know, if this is something that's part of your religion, part of your customs, where, you know, you grow up and you have to take care of your parents, you have to take care of the siblings. Quite a few of you, there's a lot of fears of love, so it's almost like you're like, leave me alone. I want to be left alone. Some of you might think that you're clearing your ancestors' karma. You're doing lineage, like your ancestral lineage work. But when this King of Swords comes in, it's a lot about, like, you know, you being unable to concentrate and your fears really getting the best of you. It's because you took on way too much. You took on way too much and of things that aren't yours. Expectations. Tell me more, what's going on with you? Some of you, you're afraid of becoming a mother, or you don't want to have children. And some of you, you're very afraid of moving into the energy of the Empress. It's interesting how a lot of people want to become the Empress, want to have this energy of the Empress, but at the same time, they're afraid of it. Because once you go Empress, you never go back. And a lot of you are very sensitive and very intuitive, and it looks like you're afraid of showing this side. It's the fear of being seen, the fear of being loved and admired for your talents. The fear of finally realizing that you've been doing a lot of things that aren't yours, that have not been, haven't been really doing anything for you at all. Okay, I see. Option number 2. Let's find out where these energies are going to take you in a couple of years. Let's see if things are going to change. Okay. Patience, my darlings, patience. Who will you be in a couple of years? You're going to walk away. You're going to walk away. And you're going to be the sort of person who is not going to hesitate to walk away. Some of you right now, you might be somebody who's very afraid of hurting other people, somebody who's very aware of other people's emotions. When people don't do the same to you, where people couldn't give a flying monkey if they upset you, or, you know, if you're busy, and it looks like you're going to walk away from it with some sadness, with some regret, but it looks like you're like, you know what, I'm done with this, I'm fed up of this. It looks like you're going to start living life for you, not for anybody else, but for you. Let's find out where you're going to walk. Towards more stability. Towards much more stability in your life. You're going to be finding your calling. Some of you are still going to be struggling with relationships, even though it does look like you are going to be in a relationship. I see the relationship is actually going to be quite loving. But for some reason, you will still need a lot of help believing that you're actually quite strong. Much stronger than you can imagine. You will be finding your calling though. With the Judgment, there's definitely this energy of finding what it is that you truly want to do. Some of you might be getting pregnant and working through grief of having lost something or someone in the past. But you are walking away. And there's no turning back. Some of you, you might find your calling in music, or you might end up being with a musician. There's something about having a lot of influence on other people, but they're saying that there's like this wake-up call. A lot of you, if you lost connection to your ancestral lineage, it's this energy of reconnecting with them in a different way than before. Where you might have thought you had to clear things out and you had to deal with issues of your ancestors. But when you're trying to heal it, when you're trying to, you know, sometimes it's an indication that we judge something or we judge somebody when we have to, like, you know, deal with karma from somebody who, I don't know, had an abortion or did whatever they did. There's a lot of energy of not accepting it. So you're going to take away a lot of guilt and a lot of shame and a lot of having to work through issues that aren't even yours to work through. Yes, they impact you, but you will be focusing more on working what is impacting you directly, rather than spending time in trying to get pardon for somebody who isn't there. And you get this completely new understanding of connection to your ancestors. Not where you have to carry on their burdens or their issues, because we're all humans, we all mess up at one point or another. And even though we might know about their so-called sins, we might not know about the reasons for them. So for some of you, this is very much about reconnecting with your ancestors, reconnecting with those who are gone, but in a different way, where you use your history to help you heal yourself, to help you understand that some things aren't your fault, to help you understand why certain people behaved a certain way. Not so that they can be excused, but so that you can finally drop all this negativity that you thought somehow was your fault. So that you can walk away. So for a lot of you, it's very much about living lighter, being more present, being in the moment. Amazing. All tied up is now coming up in reverse. All tied up is now coming up in reverse, which talks about freedom, which talks about where you're going to feel free. This talks very much more about, about your mind. We have the thinking man over here, so some of you guys could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You don't have to be 46 and 23. 32 are an important numbers rather. And you're saying that the way you think is going to change. And you're going to be very much supported. That you will still need some time to feel stronger, with the strength being in reverse over here, but they're saying that the only thing that's standing between you and your true desires and beliefs is your doubts. Let's see where you're going to be. You're saying you're going to be traveling a lot. You could be going back and forth between two places, two countries, two cities, two homes even. One is definitely going to be the traditional, the place where you know, where you're from or where you currently are. But you're also going to be traveling, or it could be that you're going to be deciding. You might have some difficulties when it comes to, if you guys are willing to relocate, you might have some difficulties relocating. There might be some delays. You're still going to be able to do it, okay, with the 9 of Cups, if that's what you guys have in mind, that you want to relocate, that you want to leave. But for now, it looks like you might be going backwards and forwards, and there might be a bit of a delay in relocating if that's your plan. But it does look like it's going to come through maybe, you know, in about another 8 months or so. So that's what I have for you, option number 2. Hope you enjoyed it and it resonated. Sorry about the glare, you guys. This lamp, I don't know, I wanted to film it with candles today, but this lamp has this ridiculous glare. If you guys are up for a personal reading, do send me an email. The email's in the description box below. Don't forget to set your notifications to all so you don't miss out on the other upcoming videos. And yeah, don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. And take good care of your amazing selves now. Bye now. Option number 3, how you doing, you guys? It's your turn to be in the center of the universe. I'm going to put your crystal wand upright, so it's going to help me channel your energies. So we're going to be finding out who you're going to be and where you're going to be in the next couple of years. This is a timeless reading, but before we're going to be finding that out, I want to pull a couple of cards to take a look at your current energies. Let's find out what's going on with you. Option number 3 in this particular moment. How does the universe see you? You guys are planning. You guys are part of some sort of community. Look at you. Beautiful. Let's see. What else? You had to ruin it, right? You had to ruin it for me. 7 of Swords. Let's find out what this is about. Changing homes, wanting to change homes, wanting to change jobs, wanting to get away with something. Wanting to make the necessary transition that you think is necessary at this particular moment, but without anybody knowing or without anybody noticing. So it could be that you're looking for a job right now while still being at your old work, or you're looking for a home without people realizing that you're looking for a home. You want to, is it that you're trying to get away with? A lot of you guys want to move, right? In today's reading, it's very much about relocation, very much about wanting to go somewhere else, not being happy with where you are. Getting away from controlling thoughts, controlling people. Some of you might have children. Some of you are dealing with a lot of childhood issues, childhood trauma. And you're now taking it all in, seeing whether things are worth it. Whether things that you were investing in were actually worth it. Tell me more. Being in a competition, having a lot of fights. Who are you fighting with? Somebody who has financial control. Somebody who's married. Why are you fighting? There's something that's really bugging you. You might have found out that, you know, either somebody close to you or a company or a family member has been misleading you. And it's either you're trying to find something out, or you're trying to see what they hide, or you're trying to hide. There's a lot of sneakiness going on over here. And it's a very complicated story. They're showing me so many layers, so it's not very straightforward. But what you want to do is take your children, or take your child, or take your inner child, and just disappear in unknown direction. Some of you might be dealing with grief. Some of you might be processing grief over having lost somebody. Some of you have invested in something and it's either you had to deal with a con artist or you've been misled by somebody who promised you, like, you know, you invested with somebody and you were promised growth and you were promised all sorts of things, but it didn't happen. Not really feeling up to anything, are you? Option number 3. There's a lot of disappointment, like you gave a lot of care and you gave a lot of time and you gave a lot of your resources to somebody or something, and it just hasn't been paying off. And maybe people have been telling you, okay, you have to be patient, you have to wait, but every time you wait, you're being put in this 9 of Swords position where you just like, I can't wait. It's literally giving you nightmares. So now you quite a few of you might find yourself in a situation where you can't wait to get out of this place. Being there is making you extremely upset. It could also be that you're blaming yourself and you're really not up for anything right now. I don't know what it is. They're just telling me like closed off. And there's a way that, you know, some of you want to get out of this situation only in a certain way, like my way or the highway. Okay, let's see where you guys are going to be in a couple of years based on these energies, based on things that are going to happen in the next couple of years. This is a timeless reading. Let's see who you're going to be, who you're going to become, what sort of person. Nice. It looks like it's going to turn around very nicely for you. If you're going through a divorce, it looks like you're going to be meeting somebody who you're going to marry again. If you're changing jobs, it does look... So this is very much about money and stability. Interesting, they're showing me for some of you, if you've really been wanting to get a pet, you're going to have a pet. But this card is also giving me a very strong indication of having found home. So if you guys have been feeling hopeless, or you guys have been feeling homesick, or you guys have just been thinking, I'm never going to find a home, I'm never going to find where I belong, this card comes through and says, no, you actually are. You're actually going to find yourself surrounded by people who give a damn about you, about your feelings. And you are going to be giving a damn about them as well. But it's more than just giving a damn. I mean, it's about caring. But they're showing me it's a very different energy to what you're used to, what you might be used to. So they're showing me a lot of stability. It doesn't necessarily have to be a marriage if we're talking about relationships, but it could be, you know, a relationship with a lot of potential for marriage. There's definitely commitment. Some of you, if you're getting divorced or separated, you're going to get a nice settlement. Here also, they're telling me you're going to have an opportunity to give gifts to your children, to your relatives, to yourself. Being able to support somebody financially. It's either you are going to be supported financially or you're going to have an opportunity to support somebody financially. But it's very much about sticking together, so you're not going to be by yourself. For some of you, this is you having made amends with people who have wronged you in the past, if there were any misunderstandings. And if you guys have a big family, this is very much about family somehow, for whatever reason. Maybe somebody's going to move, maybe you're going to move, but it's very much about family being able to come closer together. And maybe it's like, you know, Sunday lunches, brunches, whatnot. But feeling very, very much where you're meant to be. Let's see who this King of Cups is and why is he ruining the vibe. And again, we're coming in with the fears. You just couldn't leave them in the past, guys, could you? Option number 3. You had to bring them with you. All right. What's the choice? Okay, so in a couple of years, you're actually going to be ending a very toxic relationship over here. A relationship that's screaming codependency, a relationship with somebody who was literally the devil over here. Ending it. Getting out of it. Also, if right now you might find yourself with some sort of addictions, maybe with overthinking, overeating, overindulging in anything else and things like this, they're saying that there's going to be an end to that as well. So whatever harmful behavior you guys might have acquired because of the stress, yeah, it's going to go away, it's going to be healed. It does also look like you're going to work through a particular shadow over here that's been holding you back from going into this energy. Yeah, for a lot of you there's success. A lot of you it's having done your shadow work, having accepted parts of you, all sorts of parts of you, and finally releasing yourself energetically from a particular person. Could be a Capricorn over here, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, especially with the Chariot energy coming through. Setting yourself free, being the winner. Being very proud of yourself. There's something about not hiding yourself anymore. And honestly, a lot of you guys are going to become very daring. There's this energy of daring to try new things. Getting out of financial constraints. Look at this. Getting out of this financial constraints, this energy of fear. With the 4th chakra being open, you're going to be helped. Again, like I was saying, there's this energy where you're going to be helped, or you're going to be able to help people. You're going to find your way out of it. Whatever financial constraints you might have at the moment, you're going to find, it could for some of you like be gambling. It could sometimes be overspending, being in a lot of debt, since we're talking about financial constraints. But you're going to get the necessary help. Some of you might inherit a few things that are really going to help you get out of this situation. It's going to be like a blessing. And the fourth chakra is where your heart chakra is very much active. Where you're in love. Where you experience kindness. And like I said, where people give a damn. Let's see where you're going to be. Are you going to be in the same place that you are now? You're going to be somewhere different. Victory. Look at this. Victory over here. Victory over here. It does look a lot like quite a few of you. You envision yourself in a different place. It doesn't necessarily have to be somewhere far away, but maybe a better place, a better setting, closer to nature. Somewhere where, some of you might be practitioners over here, somewhere where you can practice, somewhere where you're more connected to the nature, more connected to the divine. You're being called somewhere, but because you are not accepting your gift, because you're not accepting your witchy abilities, because you're not accepting your sexuality and sensuality, you might not be able to hear things very clearly when the universe is trying to communicate with you. For others of you, and this is for very few of you, if you are now in the role of the other man or the other woman, it could be that this is going to shift as well, where you might enter in a different relationship with this particular person. You're being called somewhere. You're gonna end up where you're being called. A different place for everybody. All right, option number 3. This is where I say goodbye to you. I hope you enjoyed this reading and I hope it resonated. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Hit that notification button so you don't miss out any of my other upcoming videos. For personal readings, you could always email me. My email is in the description box below. So is the link to my Patreon page with more exclusive content, additional discounts, and much, much more. Make sure to check it out. All right, my darlings, take good care of your amazing selves now. Bye.